what is a quality of Zack that, has inherently stayed the same from the first time you met him till now?
I think he's still a child at heart.
I love that.
He's just still a child at heart who's just full of creative, ideas. And who would have known that 30 years ago he was fantasizing about this? He was still in film school. I mean, please.
Djimon Staz, thank you so much for taking your time with us today.
Yes.
The movie is so massive in scale, and you two are just so fantastic in it.
Thank you, sir.
I feel like at some points you guys were just battling for best bod during the movie the whole time. It's just so jacked up.
It was a tough thing to try and execute. We've said this many times in the interviews. Like, it was probably the hardest physical exertion I think I've ever had in my life, let alone on a movie set, but also wonderfully necessary.
Wonderfully necessary, and I would add to that, speaking of the discipline, of course, we all had to, follow a certain regime, nutritional guideline, and that in itself, I think most of us kept it very real.
It took a toll, but it also brought us closer. It forged camaraderie. It was like I said, necessary evil.
What was that first thing you ate then when all this was over?
In-N-Out burger.
In-N-Out burger.
Oh, I fucking love In-N-Out.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, that was visceral. That was an emotional response.
No, it brings it out in people.
It really does that animal style.
Good night. For sure. What have you done, man?
I can't even remember where was but I know I did not go for In-N-Out burger or whatever, those nutritional facts.
You still kept it pretty healthy.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
He's a better man than I.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, exactly.
Djimon, I love this story that I was reading about how you met Zack, over 25 years ago during a photo shoot. What is a quality of Zack that, has inherently stayed the same from the first time you met him till now?
I think he's still a child at heart.
I love that.
He's just still a child at heart who's just full of creative, ideas. And who would have known that 30 years ago he was fantasizing about this? He was still in film school. I mean, please. I used to go to that particular film school, and I was a subject for those film students to photograph or film. And so at the time I was a model, and I just had moved to California, and I met Zack not knowing that he created this amazing visual concept called 300, right? And then fast forward to 30 some years later, and I'm existing in Rebel Moon. So that's it was an amazing.
I love that.
Amazing.
Yeah, there's that childlike innocence to these movies.
Yes, and
sure,
childlike innocence, but with the tremendous enthusiasm and such an amazing personality on set. Yeah. It's extremely commendable to see that, because I have yet I couldn't do it. Day in and day out, you're the first on set, the last to leave. Non-stop creating. Everybody has, from wardrobe to set designers, everybody have multiple, endless questions for you, day in and day out. And he's got an amazing, I would say, Bible on the backstory of each character.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Staz, I know you had the opportunity to create this dialect of Saman-written, and you incorporated Russian and Portuguese as well. Yeah. I'm curious, what was the most important part of that creative process with Zack?
Of the character or the language itself?
The language itself.
The most important thing for me was, I guess, it's a good question. Well, to pull it off was understand the grammatic structure and the syntax. Whenever you're creating a fictitious language, and I've played a couple characters with fake languages before, and it's really understanding the grammatical structure, where you put inflections, where you're putting emphasis. So, for example, where I'm putting emphasis, if the grammatic structure is emphasis, where I put,
right,
you have to put emphasis on emphasis.
Right.
You don't go da 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 da. You have to take away all the rhythms and the kind of the the inflections that you know of your natural tongue,
Sure.
and kind of put that all to the wayside and just know each word and why you'd be putting stress in each thing. So it's kind of about rewiring the way you think and the way you speak, and trying to understand it structurally, so that when you're talking it, you're not performing the words, you're performing the feeling.
Absolutely.
But that comes from awareness and knowledge, right?
Yes,
Because if you don't speak, if you don't speak more than one language, you certainly
Don't
would
think
be-
that way.
You would be lost.
Yeah. It does help being bilingual and everything, and having learned Portuguese thanks to my wife and her grandma speaking no English. So that definitely helps. And the wonderful language team and specialists that helped me along the way and really crafted this language.
I love that. Well, thank you guys so much for joining
thank
us
you,
today. It was a pleasure, and
Yes.
I wish people to see the movie.
Part 2.
Yes, thank you.
Check it out.